All right, we're traveling back in time now. In 2016, the Pennsylvania Commission on Crime and Delinquency, abbreviation PCCD, because who doesn't love an abbreviation, partnered with the Child Maltreatment Solutions Network at Penn State to develop and enact or implement a comprehensive approach to child sexual abuse prevention. What we had seen in the literature and in practice was pretty segmented approaches, and we were only focusing on one type of player when it comes to prevention. And so the goal or the charge that we were given was to create this comprehensive approach. And so my team and I developed a three-part implementation strategy for comprehensive child sexual abuse prevention, which became known as the Safe and Healthy Communities Initiative. And that was a partnership between university, government, and community partners. It was live and in the field from 2018 to 2021. So before I tell you where we're going, let me tell you how that went. Can I do the next slide, please, Michelle? Thank you. So I'm focusing particularly on our work of involving Safe Touches during the Safe and Healthy Communities Initiative. Over the course of our implementation time, we served over 14,000 second graders with 4 sites that were participating in this study. So what was cool is we were pairing implementation and direct service provision with highly rigorous research methods to show that what we were doing was working. So you can see these numbers, these are quite high numbers and a good reach. The graph, if you'll allow me to put on my nerdy researcher hat, shows that there was an increase in knowledge, CSA-related knowledge over time among students who got Safe Touches. And there were differences between students who identified as male and female. There were some differences between those who identified as having food insecurity or racial and ethnic minorities. And over time, the differences between those groups completely went away. So what do you take away from this? In my opinion, it's that every and any single child can benefit from this work. And that's why every kid needs this. So science proves that there was an acquisition in knowledge and that gain in knowledge was maintained through 12 months. So this is to the best of our knowledge, one of the longest research studies of a school-based child sexual abuse prevention program. So we got a lot of traction and interest from PCCD in this success. And then that led to, next slide, the development of a new funding mechanism, which we called Project Safe and Smart. And so in that, PCCD reinvested in 2 of the components that were included in Safe and Healthy Communities Initiative. And those are, next slide. Well, I missed it. Here we are. Let me just tell you about Project Safe and Smart first. So this again is a collaboration between PCCD, university researchers, so Penn State and the Child Maltreatment Solutions Network, and myself at NYU. I was previously at Penn State, so I still get to work with them, and then all of the sites that are involved. It is a universal prevention approach. So we are targeting all kids, all parents. It's a 2-year project, and so it's in the field now, started in 2022 and ends middle of this year, but we are hopeful that there is ways for it to continue. And the 2-year project, we staggered the implementation of Safe Touches and then Smarter Parents, and that really had to do with bandwidth. Many of the sites, I think, that come in the next slide. No, I'm really off in my slides. I'm sorry. It's hard when you're not controlling it. But many of the sites had not been implementing school-based or parent-focused programs. And so we needed a little bit of time to ramp them up. So again, the 2 components that we have are our school-based Safe Touches workshop, which is roughly a 50 to 60 minute workshop and targets specifically second graders. And then the Smarter Parents, Safer Kids workshop is 2 hours, and it's for any caregiver of a child between 2 and 12. And I just want to emphasize a broad definition of caregiver here, like parent, but also grandparent or aunt are eligible. And Michelle's going to tell you a little bit more about the programs themselves. The next slide, I think, highlights all of the participating counties in Project Safe and Smart in the state of Pennsylvania. This was a competitive application process, and so the sites went through like a peer review type of process to receive funding from PCCD for the project. And, you know, I am prone to hyperbole. However, it is really true that this project is unprecedented. Based on the numbers and projection from sites at the time of application, we projected that we would reach over 44,000 second graders in 2 years. And the data, like I have a stack of data off camera, it comes in every day. My numbers are continuously outdated. That's fabulous. We also projected that we would reach over 2,000 parents with Smarter Parents, and that we're going to talk about a little bit later on as well. And then this included 10 sites across the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, which is a lot of sites to get the work done. So now, Michelle, you're going to walk through the programs and how they work.